Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Do you remember where we stopped last time? So we had gone on this quest with Raja Raja Chozhan to discover the Thirumurai and bring it back. And he was doing it along with this young boy called Nambi. And together they had landed in Chidambaram. And in Chidambaram, they were facing this door in the temple, outside of which there was this huge banner that said, "Only with the presence of the four will we open this door." Who are the four? Shall we find out? This four is none other than the four Shiva saints that we spoke about in our previous videos. So these four saints had actually they had not written, but they had sang all of these songs for the Thevaram, and now these were hidden behind that door. And these saints were Thirunjana Sambandar, the young boy saint, Appar or Thirunavukarasar, Sundaramurthy Nayanmar, and Manikavasagar. But how do we bring them now? They're all long dead and gone. And so Raja Raja Chozhan was absolutely helpless that moment. He was just sitting there and wondering, how am I going to make this happen? I cannot bring the four back from the dead. But he doesn't give up, and he gets a brilliant idea. He goes and calls his sculptor, and the sculptors come, and he asks them to make four bronze sculptures of the four saints. And the sculptors go and do their work and finally present to the Raja four statues of the saints. And now, taking these saints on huge processions, he enters the temple, the Chidambaram temple, and goes right before that door and requests for the head priests and the other priests of the temple to grant them passage through that door. Now, the head priests come over there, a bunch of them, some of the priests and the head priest, they come over there. And the head priest is obviously not very amused. He tells the Raja that these are just four bronze statues. You expecting me to open this door based on this? No, that's not acceptable. They are statues, they are not the real four. And without the four, I am not going to open the door. That's the order. The Raja doesn't give up. He then takes the hand of the head priest and walks him through the temple's inner doors all the way up to the inner sanctum of the temple, where the Lord Nataraja, his statue, is over there. He's in the inner sanctum. And Raja Raja Chozha asks the head priest, "Who do you think this is?" And the priest is like, "Of course, this is Lord Thillai. He is Chidambaram. He's the Lord Nataraja. And he's here. What question is this? Don't you know? It's him." And so the Raja says, if he is Nataraja, then those four are the four saints. If you tell that these four saints or these statues are just bronze statues, then the Lord inside is also a statue. What a wonderful response, right? Our head priest was bowled over. He didn't know what to say. He can't say anything. Right? That was a quandary he was in. And he had to accept to what Raja said. And he said, "Okay, I get it. I will take these as the four, and now you can go ahead and open the door." And so together they go, they give the order to open the door. The door is open. They go inside, but guess what they see? This door, which has been closed for years, inside in that room, there is a huge termite hill, and termites are like scurrying over. The Raja was disheartened beyond any emotion. He just sat over there, helpless with tears, because he has come through so many obstacles and he's right there. The manuscripts are right there before him, but nature has been destroying that. At that moment, it is said that they heard the voice of Lord Shiva telling, Whatever is there is for you to take. The rest have been destroyed. They are not required. So take what is there and go ahead and share it with the rest of humanity. And with that, the Raja enters, and using the help of people, they pour ghee and honey. So ghee and honey are they do not destroy the paper, the manuscripts. If you were to pour water, then that would destroy it. But they knew that if they pour honey and ghee, it would definitely help keep the manuscripts safe. And very, very carefully, very fragile, very delicate stuff, right? So they took it carefully, and they made sure they were able to retrieve as much as they could. And this is where Nambi also helped. He was able to be there and help them get the manuscripts. But imagine there are tons of manuscripts now. Where do you start? It's like having 1,000-page books, and all the pages are like all over, and there's no page number in them. How can you bring it together? That was the big task that Raja Raja Chozha gave to Nambi. He gives him the entire load of manuscripts and asks him to compile one by one by one. But then Nambi has divine help. He is friends with none other than Pilayar. And so he sits with Pilayar every day and compiles the entire set of Thirumurai. And even today, what Nambi compiled that day is still valid today. The first, second, and third volume of that compilation is by Sambandar, Tirunyan Sambandar. The fourth, fifth, sixth volumes of that entire Thirumurai is by Upper, the Saint Upper. The seventh volume is by Sundarar. And together, these form what we know today as Thevaram. Moving on to the eighth volume, that's by Manikavasagar. And then 7, 9, 10, 11 are by various other authors, people who are, their stories are out there just waiting to be heard, and they led incredible lives, and their compilations are there, their poems are there in the 9th, 10th, and 11th, including Nambi's. So Nambi also added his to that. Now these 11 volumes are all what together form Thirumurai. As of Raja Raja Chozha's time, we had 11 volumes of Thirumurai. If you had watched my video on Sekirar and the Periyapuraram, you will also know that that is the 12th volume added to the Thirumurai after that. But look at the work that Nambi did. He has compiled thousands and thousands of lines of volumes of manuscripts and put them together in order. He's indexed everything, he's put them in order. So you want to know one particular song of one particular poet, you can easily go find it today. So together, Raja Raja Chozha and Nambi have done this amazing help to humanity by releasing this treasure trove of literary works. All right, that's the story of how we were able to get Thirumurai back to us. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.